So, good morning, all of you.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning, sir. Hope you are doing
Good
good.
morning, sir.
Good morning. Good morning. Sorry, today an internet issue was there, so that's why I won't able to join online properly. Voice is clear, right? There is no issue now,
Yes, sir, it's clear.
and board is also visible to all of you.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So in the last class we have discussed about some properties of stability and all that. Fine. I hope so. You have any got some idea about that. Particularly the support system we have, and then we have stability. What are the conditions of stability that we have seen in the last class? But now the next part of that particular introduction of subject we have, that is determinate and indeterminate structure. So I hope you know what does it mean, determinate. Board is visible. Whatever I
Yes,
am
sir.
writing, it's visible to all of you. Otherwise, if it is not visible,
Yes,
I can
sir.
write it in a large space, or I can increase the size. Otherwise, you will get
It is,
what I'm writing by.
it is visual, sir.
Hello.
Yes, sir, it is
Yes,
visual.
sir.
Okay, fine. So determinate and indeterminate structure. For before start determinacy, determinate and indeterminate, we should know about something support system. So that I already explained in the previous class. So we will solve some problem to calculate determinacy of the structure. First, we have to understand determinate, and then we will see indeterminate, and then we will calculate indeterminacy of the structure. They are two types. One is static indeterminacy, other is kinematic indeterminacy. Static is again divided into two further parts, that is internal static indeterminacy and external static indeterminacy. So first of all, what do you mean by determinate structure, that we need to understand here. As you know, we have proper or available equilibrium equations, statically available equilibrium equations. What are those? For 2D structure, we have three available equilibrium equations. Statically, those are summation of horizontal force is equal to 0, summation of vertical force is equal to 0, and moment about x and perpendicular to x and y means moment about z is equal to 0. These are the three equilibrium equations. What are these? That is sum of horizontal force is equal to 0, sum of vertical force is equal to 0, and moment about mz is equal to 0. These are the three equilibrium equation in case of 2D structure. Fine, these things you already know about it. For 3D, their number will increase up to 6. We have 6 number of equilibrium equations in case of 3D structures. What are these? Summation of horizontal force is equal to 0, summation of vertical force is equal to 0, summation of fz is equal to 0, and moment about mx is equal to 0, moment about my is equal to 0, and moment in z direction is equal to 0. Sum of moment about z is equal to 0. These are the things you have to in mind. It's not visible. Let me clear it. It's visible, na?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Any, I think
कर रहा है सर बोर्ड.
लाइट का इशू है मे बी.
Yes, sir. बोर्ड साइनिंग कर रहा है.
Okay, let me switch off one of the light. Hold a bit. No, it's fine, na?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Clear है, sir.
Actually, I
Blur है,
cannot
blur.
see. That's what I'm doing now. I try to make it clear.
सही है, sir.
Now it's fine.
Yes,
Yes, sir.
sir.
So I think it's a bit clear now. That will be okay.
Yes, sir.
So if we able to solve the problem by using these available equilibrium in case of 2D and 3D, in that case we call it as determinate structure. And if we are not able to solve by using these three equilibrium equations for 2D structures, in that case we call it as indeterminate structure. And for 3D, same, we have available equilibriums are 6 number of equilibrium equations for solving the unknown forces in the structure, whether it is any kind of structure. Depending on that, we have available equilibrium equations. By those equilibrium equation, if we can solve our problem, in that case we call it as determinate, and if we won't able to solve it, it's called as indeterminate structure. So from here we get some idea about determinate and indeterminate, but mostly in the field, if you see, all the structures are indeterminate itself. They are not determinate. It doesn't mean if we won't have able to solve by using these 3 or 6 equilibrium equation in case of 2D or 3D, we need to add some additional equations to solve that problem. Those equations basically called compatibility equations that can be make those equations we can make by using geometrical fundamental of that structure and all that we will see in this particular subject that we are studying as a 2-part. Fine. In that we will see how to create those equations and we can solve the problem if it is indeterminate even then. And most of the structure, practically you will not find any determinate structure. Most of the structures are indeterminate itself. Reason being, one thing that is indeterminate structure itself, it is a stable structure. Why so? Whenever you consider any beam, suppose I'm going to put example in front of you, that is it's a simply supported beam. Yes or no? It's a simply supported beam with having any kind
Yes,
of
sir.
loading. Suppose I'm considering this is a UDL loading and its value is W kilonewton per meter. Fine. And we have point A and point B here. If you're gonna draw the free body diagram or deflected after this load, the beam is going to be deflect elastically. Rigid body deformation is not allowed here again. So it's going to deflect somewhere like this. Fine. It will be deflect as under deflected shape as you can see here. Fine. Here you can see the maximum deflection in case of just a visual thing is I'm doing here. And if you draw a fixed beam here, upper beam is determinate or indeterminate, it is determinate. How? We have 2 number of unknown for hinge support and 1 is for roller support. Total number of unknown reactions are 3 and available equilibrium equations is 3. So we can calculate those unknown by using those equilibrium equations. That means my upper or first structure is determinate structure. And if you go to the fixed beam, which is having a same loading, just I changed the condition of support. Initially I have simply supported beam with having a support at A point, we have hinge support, at B point we have a roller support, but in case of this I changed A as hinge to fix and roller to be fix as well. What you will find in this particular case, how it going to be deflected, going to be deflect like somewhere like this. So as you can see, the deflection of fixed beam is comparatively very less than the simply supported beam, and it is start some away from some distance from the fixed support, as fixed support will not allow to deflect. As we already studied in SA1 part, we don't have any slope at fixed support, we don't have any deflection at the support point, but due to the moment allowed in a simply supported beam, because rotation is allowed in case of if it is hinge as well as a roller support, that's why it's going to be deflect from end to end. Fine. As you can see in this diagram, it's going to be deflect from this. So we have theta as well at point A and B, and it's a 0 value at when the deflection is maximum at the center point. Right. That things we already know. These things are again very important that we need to understand. So we can say here, if you see this particular things, deflection of beam of this fixed beam is comparatively less, and it is indeterminate structure. Fine. It is indeterminate structure, and this one is determinate structure, but both of the beam are stable structure itself. Fine, they are stable, but stability, if you are going for, if they are stable, this beam will give you more deflection elastically, but it will provide more resistance against that. So where you will, which one you will choose? Definitely I'm going for this under fixed beam condition. Yes, problem is just
Yes,
to
sir.
difficult to calculate. Otherwise, the stability parameter or stability point of view, I definitely go with the fixed beam because it will provide more stability compared to the simply supported beam. Clear? So stability is that important part. That's why we need to understand here. So let's see now determine how to calculate indeterminacy of the structure. Many of you aware about one part is remaining in the last class. Let me complete first that internal stability. Before going to the calculation of indeterminacy, first we have to understand internal instability. How to prepare or how to what are the conditions to make sure internal stability will not be happen. Suppose there is a one condition only. One is, suppose we have a hinge and there is a internal hinge also. Fine. Both side at spot A, B and C. These are the spot hinges, and at point C I have internal hinge. Fine. If you draw the free body diagram, or if there is any load is applied on point C, or just away from point C, just near it by point C, if you draw, how it going to be deflect? How it going to be deflect? It's going to be deflect like this, or this one. Which shape it will be take?
Second
Sir,
triangular.
second one.
Yes, second,
Second
because
one.
yes, yes, very good. So second shape will take by this beam and it's going to be deflect. Why so? Because I have a hinge and there is also hinges. Hinges are not going to restrict your bending moment due to that load. If you have any chain, like there are two links over there, if you try to apply the load over there, they will deflect like this only. Fine, it will deflect like this. That's why this is the shape of deflection, not that one. Due to this hinge, they will deflect like this, and mechanism has been created. Mechanism means the failure mechanism means how it will fail under that particular load. So that is the instability case of geometrical instability, or either you can say it is internal instability. Condition is there should not be collinear hinges in a single line. There should not be any collinear hinges. Collinear hinges, any collinear hinges, there should not be three collinear. Three collinear. There should not be minimum condition, or to make a structure to be stable internally. Condition is that there should not be collinear hinges. Three collinear hinges nahi hone chahiye. Sorry, I am repeating again. That is, three collinear should not be there. Means three hinges should not be lying in a single line. Collinear means in a single line there should not be a three hinges in a single line, otherwise mechanism will create, and mechanism will create, it means it create internal instability in the structure. So that is a condition of internally instability. So let me put an example in front of you, try to solve that and let me know the value, and which one is overstiff and which one is you can say deficient structure. So I have two examples. Let me draw the diagram first. Are you able to see now? It's a
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
okay.
Yes, sir.
So this is a point one, example number one, and let me draw the other as well. Let me begin the line. So there are two cases, case number one and case number two. You have to calculate which structure is determinate. Indeterminate is not the part. We are calculating stability first, then we will go to the determinacy and how to calculate indeterminacy of the structure. First of all, there are two example is given to you. you have to check whether which section of this particular one point is deficient and other is overstick. And let me know how to calculate those values. So I already explained to you these things in the last class, how many members I have to required for make my structure to be stable. What was the value in their case of truss? How to calculate the number of member required?
So 2j minus 3.
It's a 2j minus
Minus
3. Yes, we have a relation from here. We already know about that. There is a relation for indeterminacy also. M plus R minus 2j. Fine. That the relation we have for the case of trusses in case of indeterminacy, that we will see in later part. So for calculation of number of member required in the trusses, which is equal to M is equal to 2j minus 3, and j means the joint of the member or joint of the structure basically, and 3 is the number of equilibrium equations do we have to calculate the unknown forces, and M stands for a member. So how many members do I have in this structure, you need to calculate. So count the number and put into the formula, you will get the value how many members do we have, and decide according to you whether the structure is deficient structure or a overstay. Deficient structure are those structures if we have a required number is 4 and your value comes out to be 3. In that case, you can say my structure is deficient by a single member. And if it is 4 required and your value comes out to be 5, in that case, you can say it's my structure is overstayed by a single member. Fine. So let's try to solve it and let me know the values in the first case for this right or left portion. What is the value coming?
So first one is deficit.
First one is complete structure, or you are talking about for this particular one only?
Sir, complete structure.
For no, just calculate for this one and different for this one also. Overall stability we will see after calculating half and half portion.
Okay, sir.
So calculate for left portion, left panel, and consider right one, and similarly for this one as well. Let's compare what is the difference in these all. What is the value of member in left panel in the case of problem 1?
So 7.
How many members?
7.
Required member kitna hai? It's a total number of members are 7. How many required we in this problem? How many members is required?
Sir, overall 5 members are required.
Overall 5 members are required. So first of all, member required is coming out to be 5. And in this problem, how many members do I have? Please count. This is the number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Yes or no? Is there any other members?
No, sir.
We have 6 number of members in case of problem number 1 of left panel. But how many do I have required? I required only 5, and 1 member is additional in that case. Yes, additional member is okay, but ultimately if that maximum number or minimum number we required is 5. Other than you can add on later on as well. That will create one stability, but also it will create make your structure to be expensive. The cost will increase in that case. So that you also keep in your mind. As we are in developing country, you need to be very focused on economical parameters also. So I required minimum is 5, and I have 6 number of specimens. So that left portion or that left member of first problem is considered to be overstay. Clear? So member required 2 into j. J, how many joints do I have? 1, 2,
2,
3,
3,
4.
4,
4. 2 into 4 minus
8,
3.
3.
So 8 minus 3 comes out to be 5. 5 member is required, but I have 6 members. It means my left portion of first problem is considered to be overstay. Let's calculate for the right one. How many members? Only 5 is required. That remains same. But in this 1, 2, 3, 4. only 4 members is there. So now the value coming out to be 1. That member is required, means my structure is deficient structure, because a required member is 5 but we have 4 only. In that case I can say that right panel of that first problem considered to be deficient structure. Clear?
Yes, sir.
Fine. So very simple thing that we need to understand how many members do I required. That can be calculated by using the relation we have, that is M, that is the required number of member, which is equal to 2 times of joint minus 3y 2 times of joint. 2y 2 is coming for the trust member. We always on a single joint we have always 2 member to be further joint. That's why we can generally consider 2 as here. Fine. 2j minus 3. So j, count the number of joint in a problem and put the value into the relation and you will get a required member. Fine. If it comes to be more than that value, count your member given into the problem. If it comes more than the calculated value, then your structure to be overstrip. If it comes to be less, in that case it will be considered as deficient structure. So let me know for this problem. If you consider complete structure, then how many members do I have in this structure? In part 2,
5.
for complete
7.
structure,
7.
7.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6, 7. So total number of members are 7.
7.
And how much? How many we required? M is equal to 2j
9.
minus
9.
3. Fine. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 joint. 2 into 6. It comes out to be 12 minus 3, 9. And
9.
how many we have? 7. It means my structure is
7.
deficient by 2 members. Fine. So by minusing the value, you will get to know how many members additional I required. 2 members I required. So both of the structures, if you see overall, they are the unstable structure. Fine. Total, if you consider them. Calculate the total stability parameter for this particular first problem as well. If you see this panel is showing the overstrip condition and this one is showing deficient condition. Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Yes. So if you are creating more number of member in the left, this problem first in the left panel, if you make it overstrip, that will not help you to make this structure to be stable. So make sure if you consider this particular problem, if one of the panel or one of the geometrical portion is deficient, in that case that will also consider to be unstable. So both of the structure considered to be unstable here. This one is the totally unstable that we get to know by calculating the value, because I require 2 additional member to make this structure to be stable. But here if you see, one portion of that problem is overstrip but other is deficient. In that case also it is unstable because one portion is unstable, or you can call it as a deficient. So that is also considered to be a condition of instability. In that case, that structure is unstable. If you can increase number of more members, it will increase stability or of that particular panel, but it will even this portion is still under deficit condition. So make sure इसको ओवर स्टिफ करने से या इसकी ओवर स्टिफनेस बढ़ाने से कोई मीनिंग नहीं होगा. इट विल remain unstable. In that case means due to the deficiency of the structure it will remain unstable. So make sure the minimum number of member is required by this relation we can calculate. Otherwise the condition is structure is deficient or in not overstrip, that need to calculate. I hope it is clear to all.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Right?
Yes, sir.
So let's go then to determinacy or indeterminacy. So determinate and indeterminate structure we know now. So let me explain to you. First, consider we are going to consider for trusses. We have two kind of indeterminacy. One is internal, other is external.
External.
Fine. If you know the truss system, the basic truss system, we have a shape of triangular, which is itself it is a stable structure, and simply spotted at its ends. So how to calculate its value of if you go to the external stability or external indeterminacy of the structure, it belongs to the support system. Whatever the support our structure has, external indeterminacy is considered to be with the relation of support only. Internally, it will consider to be members as well as its joint. Fine. So external stability belongs to only for support system. So how many reactions do I have in this case? This support is hinge support and this one is a roller. Fine. Draw the free body diagram and calculate the unknown reactions of only support. Do not consider the member or anything else. Just take the supports that belongs to the external. Fine. It is represented by DSC and internal DSI. And otherwise you can make your own notation as well. That is not a big issue. Otherwise there is a consideration, generally books follow this one. So that's I consider also as well. DSI, DSC, that is a determinacy, statically determinacy. DS stands for statical, D is determinacy, E is for external or internal, whatever it is. So external indeterminacy belongs to the support reactions. So we have how many unknowns we have? 1, 2, 3. 3 minus 3. It become determinate externally. Still, it I don't know. It's my structure is determinate completely because indeterminacy comes out to be internal plus external, both we have to consider. So still I just calculate the external indeterminacy of the structure, which comes out to be 0. Now if you calculate, we don't have any idea to calculate internally itself, we don't have any relation, but we can calculate overall indeterminacy of the stress system, and we have the relation which is equal to m plus r minus
2J.
2J. I hope you remember this relation many times. You already seen
Yes, sir.
SOM
Yes,
as well as essay part 1.
Yes, sir.
So calculate the number of member 1, 2, 3. Put the value 3 reactions 1, 2, 3 and J. Join number 1, 2, 3.
3.
Minus 2 into 3. 6 minus 6. 0.
0.
My overall of the indeterminacy of the structures comes out to be 0. And if you get external overall, then I can easily calculate internal as well. So what will be the value of internal indeterminacy? 0 minus 0, again it comes out to be 0
0.
only. So my structure is overall indeterminacy is also 0. External indeterminacy is 0. Internal as 0. So 0 plus 0 again 0. 0 minus 0 again comes out to be 0. So way to calculate, many time question may ask calculate the internal indeterminacy. Directly there is no relation to calculate internal indeterminacy in case of trusses. You have to find first of all external, which is just belong to the support system. Just count the number of unknown of the supports and minus the value of available equilibrium equations. You will get the value of external indeterminacy, and we have the relation for overall indeterminacy, which is comes out to be m plus r minus 2j. M stands for member of the structure, R is the reaction of the support system, which is provided by the support, whatever it is. Minus 2j, J is the joint of the structure that you can easily count by seeing the diagram. Clear? Put the values into that relation and you will get the value of overall indeterminacy and minus that external indeterminacy. In that case, you will get your answer, which is asked in the paper. Most probably question may ask like this. Fine. So condition or diagram of the structure can be changed. This is a simple one. Otherwise, you can consider a complicated one. I will put as an assignment or a worksheet for different trusses problem. You can solve yourself. Fine. I just explained the idea how to solve it. I hope it is clear and you can able to solve these problems. It's not a
Yes, sir.
first time you are
Yes,
studying.
sir.
You are all familiar with this problem. Done.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So students, those maybe I don't have the notes for this particularly. Even if I have a PPT, I will share with you. I have handwritten notes. I will share those with you. If you, it will be fine with. I think. So next is for beam case. Beam width will don't have any internal indeterminacy. It will only represent external itself. So We have the roller here. So it's a simply spotted beam. And draw the first thing first we have to do, that is draw the free body diagram. These are the three unknown reactions we have. And what is the relation to calculate indeterminacy in this case?
M plus R minus 3J.
M plus R
Minus 3J.
Minus 3J.
So let's put the value and calculate this, whether your relation is right or wrong. Let me check it. How many members?
One.
So how many reactions?
3.
3.
3 minus 3 joints.
2.
2. 4 minus 6 minus 2.
Minus
It means it's an unstable structure.
Yes, sir.
No, this relation is wrong. There is no relation of such kind of in case of beam specifically.
R minus
There is no relation. I can see it's a stable structure already seen in the previous. Just we consider the simply spotted. Simply spotted is a determinate stable structure.
Sir, is the relation 3J minus restriction?
What is the relation?
3J minus restriction.
3J minus.
Restriction.
3J minus R.
3J minus R. Okay. 3J, 3 means we have 3 into J is 2, minus R is 3, 6 minus 3. It means
3.
it's indeterminate by 3 degree of indeterminacy.
सर ये तो डिग्री ऑफ फ्रीडम निकालने का है ना.
That's why I'm asking. It's a simple problem that why you are going to that particular points 3J minus R, M plus R minus 3J. There is no such kind of relation for statical indeterminacy. Do not put these things. One thing I always used to say, don't remember the relations. Always go with the fundamentals. Like draw the free body diagram, just count the number of reactions, whether they are more than 3 equilibrium equation or not. That's it. That's the way to calculate the indeterminacy of the static, specifically the statical indeterminacy. Nothing we have to do in the case of beam. 3J, MR plus TJ, ये कोई relation नहीं है in case of beam. We just have a simple thing. We need to draw the free body diagram. Whatever the condition is given, just calculate the unknown and minus the 3. That's it. You can write it as R minus spot reaction, or R minus you can write it as 3. RE minus 3. That relation can be there, but they are not the relation for calculation of statical indeterminacy. So don't remember the relations or formula. That's why you get confused where we need to use these things. So make sure always try to be with the fundamentals. If you know that, you can make mathematical relation very easily. Like this is a hinge spot. I want to calculate it statical indeterminacy of this structure. So as I already told, there is no internal indeterminacy in case of statical indeterminacy in the case of beam. We have simply spotted beam, and one side we have hinge spot, and draw it's a component of forces, or we can say the reaction which is provided by the hinge spot, which is 2. One is horizontal, other is vertical, and there is a roller spot which is going to be provide a reaction in the perpendicular to the surface. So just count the number of reactions: 1, 2, and 3. And how many equilibrium equations do we have? RE minus 3. RE is the basically number of reactions.
Total number of
reaction 3 minus 3. My structure is determinate, man. It's stable and determinate. There is nothing to calculate or nothing. There is no formula to calculate for simply spotted beam. This is a way to calculate that. If you have any internal hinge, in that case, how to calculate? I put a hinge in front, in between the beam. Please calculate how many indeterminacy I am getting. Please calculate it.
3.
3. Yes. Any other?
Sir, 0.
0.
0, sir. 0.
Yes, sir. 0.
0, sir.
Again, very basic thing. Just draw
Yeah,
the
sir,
free body
0.
diagram. I remove the internal hinge. Show the forces. That is upward. Put it downward. That is on that side. Put in on other side. That's how you have to draw the free body diagram. Make sure there should not be any forces. They should be on equal and opposite direction. Fine. So you have to count once. Don't count them twice. Otherwise, answer will come out to be wrong. So make sure these are
Yes,
the
sir.
releases, which is hinge will release only 2. So don't count them 4. There is no such kind of sport which is having a 4 reaction. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Yes or no? These are the reactions only.
Yes, sir.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. R is comes out to be 5. Now the problem is how many reactions sorry available equilibrium equations we have. For single member we
6.
have 3. Here we have 2 members. It means total number of equilibrium
6.
equations comes out to be 2 into 3, that is 6.
6.
Re minus 6, which is 5 minus 6. My structure is not stable. It's not determinate oriented. My structure is not stable. Why? Because deficient support, or you can say partially constrained. You can say how you can draw. Mechanism banega ki nahi banega? Let me try. Let me draw the shape of this beam, deflected shape. How it's going to be deflected?
Sir,
Sir,
triangular.
triangular.
Triangular, na, it means you can say
Triangular, sir.
mechanism will be there. Mechanism will
Yes,
be
sir.
there. It means it is internal unstable structure. Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
So,
sir. Yes, sir.
so there is a basic problem. So make sure again that's why I'm repeating this concept again and again. Otherwise, you are studying it thrice, I think. Strength of material we seen this, and structure analysis part 1 we have seen these problems, and now we are at SA2 part again. We are seeing this. Still we have doubts in this. So that is not good sign. Actually, it's a not big deal, but many people make a mistake. Fine, but make sure first whenever you are going to calculate, there is a simple funda of calculation of indeterminacy of case of beams. Just count the number of reaction minus the available equilibrium equations. If there are lots of members, just count the number of members. For particular one member, we have 3 equilibrium equations. Multiply that, and you will get total equilibrium equations for that members, and count the number of reactions. And minus that, you will get the value of indeterminacy. If it is comes negative, it means it's my structure is not a case of determinate or indeterminate. It is unstable, or you can say mechanism has been taken place, and that is a condition of internal instability. So geometrically, it's not going to be stable. Whenever the load has been applied over there, it will be going to be collapsed, or mechanism will be there. Fine. Again, some of the typical problem I will share with you by using the Google Class or many question worksheet. I will share with you by this Sunday. Fine. I will make a difficult problems. I will select from some where there are other sources. You will try to solve them, and definitely, if you solve the problems, you may get your concept to be strong. Right. Now, next, have the frame again. So this is a fixed frame structure. It's a very simple frame structure. Frame structure is having a components of beam and columns. As you can say, these verticals are column, and this is your beam.
Beam.
Fine. So in this case, how to calculate this statically indeterminacy? Same way, beam and column are same to solve. Fine. Otherwise, if you have any internal hinge in that case, draw the free body diagram, separate those members, and you will see how many reactions it's released. It's indeterminate by 3 degree of indeterminacy, because there is a fixed code. We have three reactions. We have, there is also a fixed code. We have three reactions. Total number of reactions are 6 minus available equilibrium. That is 3 comes out to be 3.
3.
Fine. So my structure is indeterminate by 3 degrees of
3 degree of indeterminate.
fine. So there are lots of different problems. You can add other members also. In that case, you will see you have to cut. There should not be any tree structure. There is a open kind of beam. If it is there is any other like this one also, you have to cut these frames, make them differently. They should not be connected like this. So you have to cut the section, and otherwise you directly count the number of cuts also. But that is not the right way to understand. Cut the frame and count the number of reactions released. There will be 3 also. There is also because whenever you cut a member, they are itself it is a rigid one. If you cut it, you will see 3 number of reactions. Fine, it's a rigid kind of structure. Whenever rigidity is there, rigid structure is there. In that case, 3 number of reactions will be released. Sir, what is the member and what is the member force? Member, these are the members, and the forces. When you cut them, there will be forces releases. Those are the member force. Like truss, if you consider the truss, let me draw the truss first. So this is a simple truss, Abhinandan. Fine, 1, 2, 3, 3 members, and we called as a truss members called as a single force member. So whatever the member, how many members do we have? 3, and how many forces we will release or we get from there? 3 only. Either there could be any tensile force or compressive force, that is a different thing. But member force means force which is in the member we cut or release that member from there. Yes, Abhinandan.
Sir, in this structure which you have drawn, sir, we have 2 hinges.
Yes.
And sir, what is the third one?
That is a pin only. That is, there is no spot. They are just connected by the internal pin.
So,
Truss
sir, how,
structure itself is a truss pin connected. Yes.
so like the previous beam you draw, and there was this hinge you draw in the middle of the 2 hinges, and we calculated the number of reactions and all. Sir, how could we determine that there were 2 members in that case and there are 3 members in this case, sir?
So this one, just make a free body diagram. This one, first
Yes,
member.
sir.
This is the second member, and this is the third member. In the last case, we connect with the truss. I just connected by using internal pin. Initially, it was a straight beam. We don't have any internal pin. In that case, that member is considered to be single member. Fine. Support was at the end points. On these points, truss members are itself a pin connected structure. When is any pin are there, it means there will be a connection. Fine. Otherwise, whatever the supports are there, they are under the beam or where. Fine. If you make internal pin here, if you draw an internal pin here, what does it mean? We connected these one member and second member by using this internal pin. Similarly, in this truss structure, if you see, this is a one member, this is the other member, and this is the third member. We connected them by using, there are the pins, there are the pins, there are the pins. Like you can see, like you have a board or any paper, when you put into that board, you are going to pin them on the external points. Fine.
Thank you, sir.
Anything else?
No, sir. Thank you.
So we are talking about indeterminacy in case of statically stored. Now we come to the kinematic or kinematics indeterminacy, which is very important, and it's a bit different. Even I can say it's a totally different than statically indeterminacy, also called degree of freedom. So definition is degree of freedom is nothing but it's a minimum number of independent coordinate required to define a displaced geometry of the structure. That is called degree of freedom, or you can call it as kinematic indeterminacy. Kinematic indeterminacy or degree of freedom is nothing but it's a minimum number of independent coordinates, minimum number of independent coordinates is required to define the displaced geometry of the structure. Again, I'm going to take first example, that is a simple truss. This is in a rectangular shape, and triangular shape of the truss is one of the stable structure. Otherwise, rectangle and any polygonal shape is not generally adopted. Fine. Most probably this kind of structure or stability, mostly you see in the trusses is shape of triangle. So again, from the very basics, we will understand this fundamental. So first of all, what you have to do in this particular problem, it's a very simple thing to understand here again. To understand degree of freedom, how to calculate degree of freedom or kinematic indeterminacy. First of all, you understand if there is no restriction, then how many degree of freedom do I have in this structure? If you have a truss component or its point is given, it have maximum 2 possibility of degree of freedom. Either it can move in upward direction or horizontal direction. Whenever the point in the space which have, if it is a truss point, it can be move in 2 direction, either in horizontal and vertical direction, because hinge always have 2 component to be already, one is already free, so we are not going to consider that one. So whenever a point is in the space of a truss structure, that will have a maximum possibility to be released, or degree of freedom will be 2 in that case. So first of all, do not consider these 4 reactions are there. Just remove them first. Initially, we have in the structure, actually in the structure, we have these problems. Fine. Just count the number of joints first. Joint number 1, joint number 2, and joint 3. For one joint, how many degree of freedom maximum do we have? 2. 3 total number. Each joint have 2 number of degree of freedom if there is no restrictions. In that case, total is 6. Yes or no? Without
Yes,
any
sir.
restrictions. And actually, if you see, there is a hinge support was given, and here we have a roller support. Fine. Now count the number of restrictions, and let's calculate first. 1, 2, and 1. These are the 3 restrictions which are going to be provided by the support which is given in the problem actually. First of all, there is a step to calculate. I will let you know after that, one by one. So 6 was the overall degree of freedom if we don't have any restrictions. But actually, if you see in the problem, there is a hinge support was given at point this one, and there is a roller support at this point, and calculate the restriction provided by each support. 1, 2, 3. Total degree of freedom was 6 without any restrictions, and we have the restriction actually. How many restrictions or support reaction was provided? 3. So remaining is 3. This is the actual degree of freedom of the structure, which is the problem I just drew before this one. Fine. That diagram which I just show it to you, that was, there is a hinge, there is a roller, so count the number of restriction, and ultimately this is the overall degree of freedom of that structure. Problem is not solved yet now, but you have to show these, what are these degree of freedom, on which point we have degree of these degree of freedom points. So let's represent them first. We don't have any support at this point. Yes, we don't. 1, 2, and other is 3. So 1, this one 1, 2, and 3. So these are the 3 degree of freedom of this truss structure. Now I'm going to repeat again what I'm just did. Let's see. Actually, problem was given. I think it's this is a hinge support. This is a roller. This is the actual structure. Fine. What I did, just I removed this support, or otherwise without removing, you can count it. You suppose so. There is no supports. First, consider to be free first time, and then count the number of joints. For each joint, how many degree of freedom do I have? Maximum 2. 1, 2, 3. 3 into 2, how many degree of freedom? If there is no restrictions, 6. If then count the number of reactions. Number of reaction is nothing but the spots are provided on the structures. Count their spot reaction. One is hinge spot, other is roller. Hinge provide with 2 reaction, roller will provide 1. Total is 3. Without restrictions, we have degree of freedom was 6, and after restrictions, the remaining degree of freedom comes out to be 3. That is the answer of this question, and you have to represent those on the structure actually. That's how the representation you can do. Now you can make the formula. Fundamental is clear. Now we can draw the. Without you can write it. Let me rub it first. Degree of freedom of trusses. DOF, degree of freedom without any sport or sport reaction also you can write it. If there are different joint, I just mentioning 2J. Fine. Degree of freedom of without any sport. In that case, how many that come out to be 2J only? Yes or no?
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Fine. Minus restrictions, or you can write it as sport reaction. Sport reaction can be represented by RE. You can take it as RE. So relation will comes out to be DOF of overall structure, which will be equal to 2J minus RE. Then, so that's how you can calculate, or you can make your own formula. So 2J is the sport, your degree of freedom without any sport minus the restrictions, whatever the restrictions. Restriction can be more also, like this one also I'm going to draw. There we have hinge, there we have a roller, and this is also hinge sport. And here also I change as hinge. Now calculate the number of degree of freedom in this way. What will be the value of degree of freedom?
Sir, total hinges, sir.
Yes, all are the hinge.
0, just
0, sir.
Yes, 0. Very good. So because hinges will not allow to move or any movement in X and Y direction, that's why the structure is totally rigid. It's not allowed to move in any direction. In that case, degree of freedom comes out to be 0. Use that relation whether the value is coming right or wrong. That's right. How many joints? 3. 2 into 3 minus reaction 2, 2, 4, 2, 6. 6 minus 6, 0. So relation is fine, and the direct mathematical or direct way to understand is also fine. So that's how you can calculate. So question is directly will not ask, just calculate the degree of freedom. It is asked in a different way, like if the structure is initially we have a 2 spot only. How many degree of freedom will reduce if I change one of the sport as to be suppose one of the roller sport change to be as hinge sport. In that case, what will be the value? Suppose this is the structure I given into your problem, and we have a hinge sport here, we have a roller here, and this is the problem. Whatever it is just looks, it's not a stable one. I just make it for your understanding. Otherwise, you can make here also roller. Let's see, take a roller. So question is, how many degree of freedom will reduce if I change roller sport into hinges?
2, sir. 2,
Yes.
sir. 2, sir.
2. Yes.
2, sir.
Let's see how it's coming out. First, calculate the degree of freedom for this case. Then place the hinges spot over there, and difference. Take the difference. You will get to know how much degree of freedom will reduce in that case. First, calculate this case. These are the reactions, and total we have 6. Now restrictions are 4. Answer is 2 is the degree of freedom in this case. Particularly, we are having one is in this direction, other is in this direction. So there are two degree of freedom, 1 and 2. If they are changed into hinges, तो hinges का मतलब ये degree of freedom मैं दोनों इसकी रोक रहा हूँ. I am stopping those degree of freedom. Means I am not allowing to move in x and y direction. Convert means 2 was there initially and make it after changing the roller sport to the hinge sport, they comes to be 0. So decrease in degree of indeterminate, degree of freedom will be equal to 2. Fine. That question may ask in a different way also. Suppose simply spotted truss is given. Simply spotted truss means one is hinge, other is roller is given to you. If they said hinge sport change into that one hinge sport is changed into a roller sport, then how many degree of freedom will increase also? In that case, that can be calculated. So fine. So that thing you have to keep in mind. It can be asked in a different way that there is a truss is given. Fine. It's a simply spotted truss. If it is made completely rigid, in that case, how many degree of freedom will decrease? So completely rigid का मतलब सब कुछ रोक देना है. तो रोक देने का मतलब all sports are going to be hinges. Fine.
Yes,
So
sir.
in that way it can be asked. Now go to the beam case. Beam and frame is little different. In the last point we seen 2J. Here it comes 3J. Because a beam is in, if you see on a plane or surface, we have 3 degree of freedom. Because trusses are always a pin connected structure. We don't have a movement. Any movement will not be created in the trusses. That's why there was 2J. But here at a particular joint, how many releases will be there? If there is no restrictions, there will be 3. So that's why for particular joint we take it as 3J minus RE. So that is the relation to calculate the degree of freedom in case of beam and frame. Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So
Yes,
calculate
yes,
in this
sir.
particular case, what will be the value? Draw the free body diagram.
0.
1, 2, 3. 0.
0.
Degree of freedom comes out to be 0.
Sir, 3.
Yes, sir. 3.
3J
Yes, sir.
minus RE. J how many joints? 1, 2. Actually, they are not the joint, but for simplification to understand this concept, I am considering these joints. Fine. Otherwise, both are under the beam. Just to calculate or to understand this particular concept, generally we take at those as joints. Fine. So 3J is basically 3 into how many joints? 2 minus RE 1, 2, 3. So 6 minus 3. Now problem is what are these 3 values? Let me show those. So now I'm not interested in showing the sport reaction. I'm going to show the releases or degree of freedom do I have in this structure. This is a roller. Roller is provide the restriction in only one direction. Maximum possibility of degree of freedom is 3. 1 is restricted. How many remainings?
2.
2. One is horizontal, other is rotation. These are the 2 degree of freedom of a roller sport because one is restricted now vertically. Other here a movement also because hinge will restrict the movement in x and y direction. It's not going to restrict the rotational capacity. Rotation is allowed in the case of hinges. The total number of degree of freedom 1, 2, and 3. Now this question is complete. That's how you have to do. Do not write the direct value. It will not be considered to be perfect answer. Otherwise, maybe you will get a 1 or 1.5 marks. You have to represent in this manner. So if you know what are the releases, you will clear your doubt. There will be no doubt in that case. Fine. Now one condition is if it is flexurally rigid, then how many degree of freedom will reduce? If beam is flexurally rigid,
2 degree.
How many degree of freedom will reduce?
2.
2. Yes, because if you rigid it flexure means you are not allowed to deflect, means rotational capacity you are reducing. Reducing means you are restricted the rotation. It means this one will also reduce and this one is also gone. Now we are remaining with only 1. So reduce will be 2 and remaining is also asked, in that case only 1. What is this? That is the, it's just for this point. Otherwise, if you actually see, that one is also not allowed. Yes or no? Even if this one is not allowed, but for problem, we generally consider this is allowed one for this particular condition. Actually, if you see this problem, can member rotate in this direction?
No, sir.
No, because there is a restriction that hinge will not allow to rotate in that direction. Fine. So that is
Yes,
not
sir.
allowed basically. Otherwise, for representation of problem, you have to take both the things you should know. Actually, problem you have to represent. That is a degree of freedom of this determined only. If you consider overall structure, this member, this port will not allow to rotate in this direction. We are supposed to that member will extend, in that case degree of freedom will be there. Means extensible होगा तब, inextensible होगा, in that case it will not be there. Extensible means when we apply the load, it will start moving. If it is inextensible, in that case it will not decrease. So if it is inextensible, then how many degree of freedom? 0. If it is flexure rigid as well as inextensible, means extensibility is 0, in that case on a particular one member you have to reduce that member or that value. In that case only there is a single member, value of degree of freedom will comes out to be 0 in this case. Let's take the last one, that is a frame. Please calculate the degree of freedom in this case. So in this particular case, there are 4 joints. 1, 2, 3, 4. They are not been connected, but for being to understand the static kinematic indeterminacy, we need to
Nice, sir.
consider those as to be joints. So 3J, first of all, that we need to do minus
Nine,
the
sir.
restrictions. 3J, J, 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 minus RE, 2 and 3, 9. What are these 9 values? बताइए please. Nine कौन सा होगा? But which one is the? But where is the 9 values of degree of freedom?
और
1,
सर जहाँ पर
Ten.
सर
Yes, sir.
जहाँ पर इंजन वहाँ पे एक सर
2, 3,
यस सर उधर
Yes,
4,
sir.
3
5, 6,
Yes, sir.
7, 8, 9. Clear?
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
यस
So
सर
these are the 9 degree of freedom in this case. Now the question comes, if the members are inextensible, in that case how many degree of freedom will be remaining? You have to just minus for inextensible condition, how whatever the number of members, you have to reduce that number. For
Minus
particular
four,
one
yes, sir.
member, 1 degree of freedom will be reduced. In that case, how many members? 1, 2, 3. If it is inextensible, you have to remove that and value will comes out to be 6. Fine. अब कौन सी remove होगी? 3 कौन सी जाएंगी? 1, 2 and 1 this way. These are the 3 remaining. Fine. Inextensible member का बढ़ना. They are not increasing the member. 1 will be there because one side we already removed. They will be the same. That's why 1 will be remaining here. So they are the flexure one. This is the one that is left out because 3 member of there. We remove the 3 inextensibility. Both are on vertical direction. There is a 1 member. Either of one of these horizontal you have to remove out. these two, you have to remove one. One will be removed for this one will be for this one, and one will be whatever the number of members. In that case, you have to remove this. So first, if they are not inextensible, in that case, the relation to calculate degree of freedom in case of beam and column will remain same. If it is inextensible condition, you have to minus the m value. M is the number of members. Clear?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
3j 3 into 4 12 minus re 9 minus the number of members 6. Now that member condition is which is representing on the board, that are case of inextensible. 1 2 3 4 5 6. Now we are getting the answer 6. So 6, these are the 6. Now if it is flexure rigidity, but how many degree of freedom then will be there? ये आपके दोनों out हो जाएगा. Minus the rotational capacity, you can take it as F, you can write it as F. So that is a complete formula if it is inextensible as well as flexure rigid. If it is flexure rigid as well as inextensible, that is the complete relation to calculate the value of degree of freedom in case of frame. Fine. 3j minus re, that is the first portion when there is no inextensibility, there is no flexure rigidity. I consider to be inextensibility minus the number of members. I consider flexure rigid as well minus the number of restrictions provided by after getting flexure rigidity. So slow that rotational capacity is increased and they are not allowed to deflect. In that case, remaining is only 1, 2, 3, and 4. So minus these two value, you will get 4. These are the 4 values. I hope it is clear to all.
Yes, sir.
Done. So again, question may ask, change the roller to the fixed port, then how many degree of freedom will reduce, or how many static indeterminacy increase? In one problem, question may ask both the conditions. Like if you change, suppose this is a frame, same frame we have. This is the roller, and that is the hinge port. I change, if the condition is, if I change this roller to the fixed port, how many degree of static indeterminacy will increase and how many degree of freedom will reduce? Both you have to calculate. So question may ask in that way also. Fine. So every way, whatever the conditions are making there, I will put the same problem which I am just discussing with you into your assignment or sheet, that worksheet. You can understand how to solve that kind of problem. I will put the gate problems also. Even to solve some of the gate problem in last semester also. Further, if I found something interesting problems, I will share with you on the Google Classroom. So from today's lecture, I think we are done with that. If you have any query, you can ask. So now I think your basic fundamental of static and kinematic indeterminacy and stability might be clear a bit. After solving problem, you will have some confidence to solve the problem. Yes, please. Yes, guys, if you have any query, you can.